everyone. I start again. Introduction to Sociology. It's 9th week class. So time is so fast. So, as I said, this subject is for your general education and very deeply foundation for your knowledge and college level. So every college levels have several kinds of general education. Because of the general education is for foundation or basis of your knowledge and approach or some decision making for your life, in social life especially. So most schools commonly open the general education is socialization, economics, business, philosophy, history, something like that. This subject is already this subject is related for your common sense and basic knowledge of your college level. So especially social introduction to sociology is for your special idea and for your lifestyle and how to adapt it in the society or more some groups, committee. This is for your life. So we are studied for sociology for 7 weeks. Also last week we reviewed the social matters. I'll show you that the 93 where is it? Outline. Oops. Slideshow. I show you that. Okay. You see that? Okay. This is for socialization. So mostly socialization is approached for 4 kinds of outline. First, we review that theories of self-development. There are many kinds of self-development theory. So how do we understand the differences between psychological and sociological theories of self-development? So last time I'll show you the self-development means differ from the person to person. This is self-development. So it is a subjective and relative concept. The word self means totally personality, which includes total personal qualities of a person, something like the physical, intellectual, materialistic, spiritual, and behavioral qualities, something like that. These things is self-development. So there are many kinds of theories related of self-development. So we reviewed, understand the difference. Also, theory of self-development is a process of moral development. And the second outline of socialization is why socialization matters, why it's important. We can understand the importance of socialization both for individuals and society. So individuals enjoy the society or community and groups. And then how do we important things, what's the matter? Also, we review the explain the nature versus nurture. So there are many debates about nurture versus nature. We already reviewed that. And so the outline of socialization is agents of socialization. There are many kinds of agents. Do you remember? Schools, workplace, family, and some of peers, workplace, government. There are many kinds of agents. So we reviewed to learn the roles of families and peers group in socialization. And also for last outline of socialization is socialization across the life course. What is the impact then? So we can explain how socialization occurs and recurs throughout the life. Also understand how people are specialized into new roles of age-related transition points. So you remember infant, youth, old, something stage is different, and then how to socialize each level. So we review the outline of socialization. Today is why socialization matters. Second things, okay? This one is okay. Before the review why socialization matters, why it's important in socialization. First, we remind the socialization's definition. What is the socialization? Socialization is the process by which children and adults learn from others. Each group has some affected each other. So socialization, we combined children and adults learn from others. They're affected from others. Also, many people think that the socialization is especially important for infants and children. Everybody knows it. So infants is very little emotion and recognize, and children is also the same thing. So each infants and children is especially important to socialization. Also, psychologists now realize that the socialization continues all across the lifespan. Socialization is impact all stage of lifespan. As long as people continue to learn from social experiences. So many people learn from social experiences. Okay? This is socialization. So there are two kinds of things. Socialization refers to the process through which individuals learn and internalize the cultural norms, values, beliefs, and behaviors of society or social group, for example, a community. So it is a lifelong process, very long. It's a long process, your life. So it is a lifelong process. It means begins in childhood and continues throughout of one's life, through his life. And start the childhood thing. This is socialization. There are some theory and types. The socialization in sociology, socialization is the process of internalizing the norms and ideologies of society. Very same thing. So cultural norms, value, beliefs, and behaviors of the society. So socialization encompasses both learning and teaching, and it serves the means by which social and culture continuity and attain. There are many kind of things attained from each other and each groups. These things is socialization. So socialization is strongly connected to developmental psychology. In psychology, very important thing is socialization process because it is affected for a long time, lifelong span. So strongly connected to developmental psychology. The humans need social experiences to learn their culture and to survive. Some meaning survive means is debate and keep in touch with them and take long together, make something relationship with each other. So socialization essentially represents the whole process of learning throughout the life course and is the central influence on the behavior, beliefs, and the actions of adults as well as childhood, as well as of children. This is the socialization. So socialization is very important. Why socialization matters? Socialization is the process through which people are taught to be proficient member of the society. How to become members of society, especially proficient means is very good attitude, good relationship with members. It means it describes the ways that people come to understand societal norms and expectations, to accept society beliefs, and to be aware of societal values. There are many kinds of values of each groups and committee have especially values. Also, they have some societal norms. So we are growing up in of their life, and then they understand to societal norms and expectations. Belongs to the community. Also, socialization is crucial for early childhood. Even the most basic of human activities are learned. There are some kind of arguing there. Nature and nurture. Later we'll review that. Anyway, so the human activities are learned. The learning means to cure and then work out major milestones. We make some goals and milestones and how to approach there to work one by one and step by step to reach the prospect or the goals and become socializations to enjoy or reach their life goals. So socialization is critical both to individuals and to the societies in which they live. Any societies which is their lives, also individuals. Simply I said individuals and societies is a very critical socialization process. First as individuals, social interactions provide us the means by which we gradually become able to see our lives through the eyes of others. It means I feel to other feeling. How do they say? How do they think about me? Something like that. And how to do I enjoy or contact the person in groups and committees. All this processing is socialization, especially to individuals. And also how we learn who we are and how we fit into the larger world. There are more large world in the world and beside your life. So in addition to function successfully in society, we have to learn the basic of both material and non-material cultures. Cultures divide two things, two approach. One is material, the one is a non-material cultures. Everything from how to dress ourselves to what's suitable attire for specific occasion. From hand we sleep to what we sleep on, and from what's considered appropriate to eat for dinner, and even how to use the stove to prepare it. These things, for example. Most importantly, we have to learn language, especially. Whether it's the dominant language or one common is the subcultures, whether it's verbal or through signs. Last time you remember we make symbols, language, body language, and some attitude, sign, verbal, there are things, the symbols. In order to communicate and to think, they are using for social symbols. So that's why without socialization, we have no commonly recognizable sense of self. So basically, we need the socialization, any kind of groups. This is socializing methods. So there are some theory in there. Socializations occurs through various agents of socializations, as we said, such as for family, peers, education, media, and the religious institution, schools, and workplace, same thing. So we'll review that agents. These agents provide individuals with the necessary skills, knowledge, and the social norms to participate in their society and interact with others. So we are born in the world and automatically enjoy the schools and become members. First with family. Family is also first-time agents of socialization. That's why the agents provide individuals with the necessary skill or knowledge, attitude, norms. There are many things. And then they have become socialized. There are some types of socialization. Is primary socialization, secondary socialization, developmental socialization, anticipatory socialization, differential socialization, desocialization, socialization, organizational socialization. There are many kinds of types of socializations. And also, the socialization has specified goals. There are some defined from researchers. So in this chapter, there are three primary goals of socialization. that's even below that. First, socialization teaches impulse control and helps individuals develop a conscience. Say again, the socialization teaches the impulse control, and also helps individuals develop a conscience. Second goal is socialization teaches individuals how to prepare for the perform certain social roles, occupational roles, gender roles, and the roles of institutions such as marriage and parenthood. These things is the second goal of socialization. So socialization teaches individuals how to prepare and perform certain social roles. There are many kinds of roles. If you get married as in schools, get a license, and get the money, everything includes the second goals of socialization. And third goals of socialization is socialization cultivates shared sources of meaning and value. Every society or communities have meaning and values itself. So there are different mission, goals, and the values. And how we cultivate and share these meaning and values. This is goals of socialization. So summarize why socialization matters is that, show that. By teaching cultural society can perpetuate itself, democracy, fairness, etc., and some manner and some approach methodology. These things matters. Allows us to see ourselves through the eyes of others. We can feel others' impression. Yeah, or sometimes people think about the importance for first impression. That's why same thing. We allows us to see ourselves through eyes of others. It means it's something like the mirror. We know how we are acting according to our cultures because we are living in our cultures. But the problem is, the point is how do we act to others and how to reflect for others. That's why I said this matters as we are allowed to see through the eyes of others. Also allows us to fit into the world around us. Fit into means I educated members. For example, dress, rituals, eating styles, and some conversation style, or volume, high and low, and shape, etc. Also, how we learn verbal and non-verbal language. There are many kinds of signs, symbols, as we review that. So we can learn verbal and non-verbal language by socialization. That's why socialization matters things. Okay. And especially I talked that this nature or nurture by socialization. If some baby is born and then we need for educated and teaching them or not, also some in Asian philosophy, nature and nurture is also very arguable debate in each culture. Also in Western style, is nature versus nurture is for socialization approach basic. Simply, the nature refers to how genetics influence an individual's personality. This is nature. Nature is born with some character. So nature refers to how genetics influence an individual's personality. Whereas nurture refers to how their environment, for example, including the relationship and the experiences and education or something, how their environment impacts their development. So simply we said nature refers to how genetics influence. But the nurture refers to their environment for their development. Whether nature or nurture plays a bigger role in personality and development is one of the oldest philosophical debates within the field of psychology. There are long time debates and arguing for nature or the nurture. Anyway, two things plays a bigger role in personality and development for their life. So this is not psychology. This is socialization class. So briefly, nature and nurture approach that. These pictures very simple explain for nature versus nurture definition. Nature argument. We are a product of heredity. Heredity means take from parents. So why we are based on biology and genetics. This is nature. At the other hand, whereas the nurture, we are who we are because of our environmental or society. It means this some relationship or experience, these things related for nurture. Another table, another pictures shows nature versus nurture. An unconditional stimulus is a type of stimulus that leads to automatic response. It is the opposite of conditioned stimulus, where the response is learned rather than automatic. So it means is automatically I take with the characteristic or personality from the parents. But it's not automatically things, development or relationship later, environment. These relate the nurturing. So nature in the context of the nature versus nurture debates, nature refers biological heredity and genetic predispositions inherited by individuals from their parents at birth. This is nature. Nature includes the physical characteristics, for example, eye color, facial features, personality traits, and behavioral tendencies. These things from parents at birth. But the other hand, nurture is the context of the nature versus nurture debates is used to describe environmental factors that influence an individual's development. This is related to environment. So nurture includes a variety of influences, such as the parenting style. We have many kinds of the different parent style. Something very push style, very kind style, or something like that. So you know that. Educational experiences. So this is for not automatically. Your parents give to your children for education experience, also more style. Also cultural background. There are many kinds of culture in the world, and the background of cultural background is also very important. Nurture environment. So nature versus nurture debates. Why this thing is important, but this is nature or nurture. We need to education, we need to learn or something. There are many debates for a long time. Our genetics determine our behavior. If you getting some genetics, this is for determine your behavior style. If you born in very some strong style and very calm style or something like that. So our personality traits and abilities are in our nature. Your personality, trait and abilities is our nature relation. But the nurture is different. Our environment, upbringing, and life experiences determine our behavior. This is for after birth. So we are nurtured means to behavior in certain ways. Even if we are very strong mind style, but the education or parents style is changed for the children's style. It's available or not, nobody knows it, but they try to learn by environment. Especially this is school. This is for debate. This is for school and some community relationship. It's very important and the kind of environment related nurture. So nowadays is ongoing the debate nature versus nurture. So there are something there are some debates between the nature and the nurture. So although heredity certainly plays a role in the human equation, it is society that makes people human. People learn what it means to be and consequently become a member of the human community through language, social interactions, and other forms of human contact. Each people have a very different approach and way to socialization. So there are consequently, finally become members, but it's different way. So each have a different language, different style, different face, different impression, different interactions. These things are human act and then become nurturing. So far, this is for debate for nature versus nurture. Let's move to debate of nature and versus. So, as I said, the nature versus nurture debate centers of the contribution of genetics and environment, as I said, environmental factors to human development. Most people want to develop, especially human development means is very specified for goals of life. Some philosophers in Greece, old papers, suggest a certain factors are inborn or occur naturally regardless of environmental influences. Plato, especially Plato's example, the philosophers. Inborn or occurs naturally regardless of environmental factors. Advocates of their point of view believe that all of our characteristics and behaviors are the result of evolution. They contend that genetic traits and handed down from parents to their children and influence the individual differences that make each person unique. There are very unique style, as you know that. Also, some researchers believe in what we know as tabula rasa, which suggests the mind begins as blank slate. It means is we are empty and born from parents. Excuse me. So the environment put everything to human behavior style for their goals. How can they develop that? They are empty, blank slate. They say this, blank slate. So we can put it by education or some teaching for human behavior development. So it is finally determined by our experience. They are focused experience. Some people's born in there, but the experience is different. Even if they are born in same character, but they are influenced by different experience and the environment, exactly they have the different characteristic or human behavior style. So people with extremely views we called nativist and empiricist. Nativists take the position all most behaviors or characteristics are the result of inheritance. This is nativist. We from only parents. But empiricists take the position that all of most behaviors and characteristics result from learning. So inherent or learning. This is main focus debate of nature versus nurture. Inheritance and learning. This is for debate songs. Also, there are say what is caused by heredity and what is caused by the environment. This is for learning or inheritance. Heredity or environment, the same meaning. Heredity means characteristic obtained from genes, from parents. Heredity. But environment means a person's surroundings which influence the parents, a person's characteristics after born. So we can change the word environmental means learning or environment, same meaning. Here it is, another textbook says inheritance, the same meaning. That's why the nature related genus and heredity. But the other hand, nurture is environmental and how you were raised, means how to we learn, how to approach the environment. This is nurture. So there are some idioms. Twins offer a way to find out. Means even if this born in twins and they just for example, they separate lives in different community and cultures, and then they are exactly some kind is very similar, but some kind very different. That's why they keep going, ongoing debate, nature versus controversy, nurture controversy. So this table, these pictures shows the examples, nature and nurture. Eye color from parents. Inborn musical talent. Oh, she's very excellent talented from parents. Genetic predisposition. Natural athletic skills. Somebody is very good sports, very good physics, something. And also height determined by genus from the bed. And there are many kinds of genus from the parents. This is related nature, as you know that. But the nurture is learn to speak Spanish, but he cannot speak English. One more later can speak English. Learn to speak their born word. Manners taught by parents. It is the parents' style. Manner. Education shapes knowledge. We can get the knowledge from education. So nurture is, even if the same nature, but it's different schools or different knowledge system, education system, schools, is a very different style to nurture. Also, faith influenced by family. Somebody born in Christian, somebody born in Buddhist. They are exactly different faiths. Somebody nothing to mission, religious. So faith influenced by family. But some people is very arguing about the religious, especially in Asian countries. Also, Hispanic country is traditional Catholic, but now this Christian has very large affected the Hispanic cultures, and some supports the church, and then they changed the religious from Catholic to Christian, many. So this is for faith influenced by family or some environment. Also the diet. How do you life? How do your idea about the diet? From parents or after nurture? Diet based on cultures. So, for example, in New Zealand, there's very fat guys, fat women. And all days, all generation has very thin style. They don't have they don't very scarcely eating style. because this is an island. But Australia exports some specified meat to them, and it's not very cheap, but it's very delicious. They eat several decades, and then nowadays they have changed the cultures and the style. So some specified island is a very big style and bigger body shaped. This is for nurture. Even if the born in nature very thin style, but later the culture is for likes the meat style, and then they become very pet boys, pet guys. So diet also based on cultures. This is for nature, nurture. So the other table is compare the nature versus nurture. And so it's revealed that the nature related genesis or pre-natural influences, is parents' influences, or temperature and the responsiveness at birth. Anyway, nature relates the birth. Nurture is related the environment. So treatment by others, the learning by example, ongoing stress, traumatic experiences, fear, pressure. So later we will study the agent of socialization. As peer pressure means is if you meet, you will have make the friends in each school, junior high and high school and elementary school. So you make some friends in your studying levels, and then you are learned from pressure from others. A little bit different style for each people. So, but its nature is affected to your characters. Some people very similar and very wide open style, but some people is very shy, and then very that guy is very difficult to make friends because of the shy. This is styling. This is for difference in nature and nurturing, etc. So the argument of nature versus nurture can also be made when it comes to why person behaves in a certain ways. If a man abuses his wife and kids, for example, is it because he was born without violence tendencies? Or is violence something he learned by observing others in his life when growing up? So if the husband is very tough style, it is not good style. But in the sociologists say this style relate for nature and nurture. So very violent tendency, and then push to wife and kids. These things is very dangerous styling. So anyway, when growing up, the children and learn by observing them. It means if I observe or see my parents' style, and then automatically, even if I don't feel that, I follow the parents' style. That's why the idiom is parent is our mirrors. Children is our mirrors. Children is my mirror. So very careful at behavior and families. That's why next chapter is agents of socialization. We will review that the first important agent is family. Okay. So let's move to nature versus nurture in psychology. Throughout the history of psychology, the debate of nature versus nurture has continued to stir controversy. For example, eugenics was a movement heavily influenced by the nativist approach. As I said, the nativist and the empiricist. Nativist and empiricist is related in also psychology. The value placed on nature versus nurture can even vary between the different branches of psychology. With some branches taking a more one-side approach. In biopsychology, researchers conduct studies exploring how neurotransmitters influence behavior, emphasize the law of nature. Most of the nature relay the inherent. In social psychology, but researchers might conduct studies looking at how external factors, for example, peer pressure, social media, influencing behaviors, stressing the importance of nature. So behavioralism is another branch, focuses on the impact of the environmental on behavior. So in psychology, so nativist and empiricist, as I said. So nativist, certain traits are inborn and occur naturally because of your genes, regardless from your environmental influences. Also, philosophers such as Plato and Descartes suggest this theory is nativist representatives researchers. Whereas the empirists, we are the way we are because of the experiences. Anyway, focus the experiences. The mind begins as a blank slate, means we are born in the blank. Empty. And then put it everything. We can put it there, everything. By teaching, learning, contact, debate, thinking. Characteristics are as a result of learning. So somebody have a very specified characteristic. This which is result of learning. This is for naturalist. The empiricist. Some philosophers, such as John Locke, was empiricist. There are many long debates for a long time. So, in psychology, approach nature versus nurture develops. Very easy to understand nature versus nurture in psychology. Nature was born. Nature is afterborn. So nature is biological approach. Exactly. Focus on genetics, harmony, and neurochemical explanation of behavior. As you know, some babies barely crying, but some babies very calm. This is relayed for generally. And also a little bit improved to that, and then psychologists think about the innate drives of sex and aggression. Aggression means is nature. So social upbringing during childhood, and then nurture. Nature a little bit insert the nurture as follow the growing up. And next stage, they are developed the cognitive psychology. Innate mental structures such as schemas, perception, and memories, and constantly changed by the environment. So more effective environmental is delayed or nurture instead of nature. And more become a neutral style, humanism. Maslow emphasized the basic physical needs. Maslow 5 needs stage, later we'll review them. Maslow, basic humans as Maslow needs stage. Also, society influences a person's self-concept because I was born some kind of nature, and then a little bit more contact the nature, nurture, education, or relationship with others. And then they can cognitive psychologists and more conquered of the nature and needs is a humanism. Finally, behavioralism is occupied characteristic of nurture. This is behavioralism. All behavior is learned from the environmental through conditioning. Each people have a different condition. Anyway, the final answer is to nurture learned from the environment. This is nurture. So finally, we say the behavioralism. So let's move to personality, related to nature and nurture. So this is for personality development. What is the different nature and nurture style in personality development? There are some arguments as to whether nature or nurture plays bigger role in development of one's personality, as I said. The answer to the question varies depending on which personality development theory you use. So it's very varies, very different. According to behavioral theories, our personality is a result of the interactions we have with our environment, while biological theories suggest personality is largely inherited. Then there are psychodynamic theories of personality that emphasize the impact of both. So personal development, finally, there are some debate delayed for impact of both. It means it's biological theory, behavioral theory, psychodynamic theory is impacted nature of nurture. This is nature versus nurture in personality development. Here is that. Influenced by nature, also influenced by nurture, and then they can become goal and value and characteristic. Heredity explains about 50% of behavioral tendencies and 30% of temperament. So, for example, the some researches, it is Minnesota University studies twins have similar behavior patterns, even if they live separate, because it's influenced by the nature. But the other hand, are influenced by nurture, socialization, life experiences. Learning also affects personality. Personality isn't stable at birth. Personality isn't stable. It's very varies. Stabilized throughout adolescence is influenced by nature. Also, executive function steers using our self-concept as a guide. It means it's such as the education. This is for personality or interaction between nature and nurture. And also nature and nurture interactions. Interaction between nature and nurture. How do they related the impact interactions? Which is stronger, nature or nurture? Many researchers consider the interaction between heredity and environment. Nature and nurture. Nature will nurture as opposed to nature versus nurture to be the most important influencing factor of all. Height is another example of the trait influenced by an interaction between nature and nurture. A child might inherit the genes for height. However, if they grow in a deprived environment where proper nourishment isn't received, they might never attain the height they could have had if they grown up in healthier environment. It means even if some children have a very high genes, but is not good environmental or is not good healthy food or something, and it is influence for nature, and then it's not good height. So interactions between nature and nurture is finally, this is long or to correct, we cannot say that. New field of study that aims to learn more about interaction between genes and environment. Which is genes, which is environment, and then this is impact for interaction for nature and nurture for individual behavior. So epigenetics. Epigenetics means is for aims to learn about the interaction between the genes and environment. So epigenetics seek to explain how environment can impact the way in which genes are expressed. So this is another aims of study area is epigenetics. So these pictures explain the nature and nurture interactions with personality or characteristic of life. It is interplay and combination of persons' inherited tendencies. It is nature. And their life experience. It is nurture. It creates the individual's behavioral responses. This is for nature and nurture interactions. So epigenetics is new trend for this research area. And let's move to contemporary psychological nature and nurture debates. Nowadays, how they research developed. The biggest and most persistent issues is contemporary psychology, nature and versus nurturing. It concerns the relative contribution of biology and experience. Genetics, and experience, same meaning. You know that the Darwin's concept of nature selection, the organization principles of biology, has become very important in psychology as well. But today's psychologists recognize that both biological and social factors direct our life courses and that their effect intertwined. They are connected, intertwined. For example, depression can be both and thought disorder and brain disorders. This is contemporary psychology debate things. So most experts recognize neither nature nor nature is stronger than the others. Instead, both factors play a critical role in who we are and who we become. Not only that, but nature and nurture interact with each other in important ways all throughout our lifespan. We can define the specified theory. No, we cannot. It is impacted important ways all throughout the lifespan. A very long view there. So finally, as a result, many in this field researchers are interested in seeking how genesis moderate environmental influences and vice versa. At the same time, this debate of nature versus nurture still rages in some areas, such as the origin of homosexualities and the influences of intelligence. While a few people take the extremely naivist and racial empiricist approach, the reality is that there are not simple way to distinguish the multitude of forces and exist as personality, also human development. So some people take the extreme naivist and national empiricist approach. The reality there is not simple way to distinguish. So some includes examples of genetic factors, environmental factors, and how we intermingled with others. Even if this nature or nurture, but it's how to we mingle these one with each other. These things. So this is exactly from nurture. This is exactly from nurture. It's not good idea. Now contemporary approach to debate, there are mingled that. Because this is a lifespan. Through our lifespan, it means there's a long difference and change the characters and behavior styles by nature or nurture. But my personal idea is even if we are born in same nature, but it's different situation or environmental, they have some different characters because of they have got the different influences by other things, that is nature. And then finally they have different style or characteristic. So nature also important for characters. Also nature is more important for development. My idea. So okay, this is all thing for why socialization matters. Because socialization is basic approach for your lifestyle and characters in any kind of community and groups. And you are growing up the society. So there are many different things, nature and nurture style, even if the socializations matters. So today is all thing to class. Next week, we review the last week. I'll show you that 9 to 8. Okay, so outline of socialization is, first I review that. There are 4 kinds of outlines of socialization. So we review the theory of self-development and why socialization matters. And next week is, I think it's final, 10th week. We will review the agents of socialization. We have many kinds of socializations, especially, as I said, the family, school, peers, work, religion, church, workplace, and government. We will review one by one agents' role or the characters. And finally, we review the socialization across the life course. I said this lifespan is very long and then changed, follow the nature or nurture. So also we can explain the how socialization occurs and recurs through our life. Today we will review that this is affected by nature. So we can describe after class, you can describe when and how real socialization occurs, because we need for more study and more relationship with others, and then you can develop your characteristic thing. Okay, this one is for that, and thanks for joining this class, and have a good time, and see you next week with agent of socialization. Okay, thanks for joining this class. See you next time.